What is going on, everyone? Samurai Solo, and I am back. Well, I am not back with EA Sports UFC 3 or 4 here. This is UFC 3. I have AI versus AI match playing right now. But I want to talk a little bit about UFC 4 and just a couple of changes I would like to see made. I'm enjoying the game mostly overall, and I still on my time trial, that's why I have UFC 3 playing here. I don't want to have UFC 4 playing in the background here and waste my time. Got to try to make it last as close as I can until the game officially drops on the 14th, or technically for me, 13th at 11 p.m. But overall, like I said, I'm liking the game, but a couple things I'd like to see changed. And the first one is stamina. I've seen other people online talking about this, and I agree with them, is that there's just not enough stamina loss. You can just throw way too many strikes, long-term stamina, and even short-term as well, but even a long-term for sure. You just don't lose enough stamina in between rounds. And I would like to see it tweak just a little more, just a little bit. Nothing crazy. Don't want to go too drastic with it. Start small, and if it needs more, then maybe a little more. But, I'm hoping that'll eventually get patched in there or tweaked or whatever. And the second thing is, and I've been talking about this since the beta, and I'm going to continue until I feel like they need to do something about it, is the ground and pound mini game, specifically from full guard. From top mount, I'm fine with the game there because you've been mounted. That's a bad position to be in. And I'll get the half guard in a minute, but my thing with the game, I'm fine that you can move your head or post the hooks or whatever. Maybe some tweaks, adjustments need to be made, but my thing is I would like to see more options for the bottom fighter and the top fighter. Not even a ton of options, just one really each for each of them. I feel like the bottom fighters should be able to have a get up where you press down on the right stick. UFC 3 has this as well. If someone's postured up in full guard, you press down the right stick, put your feet on the hips, kick off, and attempt to get to your feet. I know UFC 3 also has where you can go left or right, but I'm fine with just literally just pressing down the right stick in UFC 4. That would be enough. And my thing is you should be able to do it whenever you want. Because apparently you can do that, as my understanding, but you have to play the ground and pound minigame first, if I'm not mistaken, and that to me makes it pointless. I should be able to go for the get up whenever I feel like. I should be able to attempt to get up as soon as he postures up. If I want to block 1, 2, 3 strikes, then do it. Whatever. If I want to play the ground and pound minigame first and move my head around a little bit, then try it, I should be able to. But on the flip side of that, if my opponent blocks it, I should take a huge short-term stamina loss. Maybe they can make like a delay to where you can't try for the get up again for like 3 seconds or something, which, although you probably wouldn't want to try it again because your stamina is going to be low, you're going to be at a grapple disadvantage, it'll be easier to block, but, maybe make it delayed still. And then you essentially have to play the ground and pound minigame. You have no choice because your stamina is low. You're not going to be able to do it again right away, and it's going to take longer to pull their head back down, because to be able to pull their head down, you have to have grapple advantage. And if you're at a stamina disadvantage from having your transition blocked, it'll make it take longer. I think that's a fair trade-off. It doesn't make it too powerful. It's blockable. That way the opponent gets to stay there. And on the flip side of that, I feel like the top fighter should be able to pass at least a half guard. Maybe stack guard too, but I would be fine with just half guard. They can go left or right to get half guard whenever they want. As soon as they posture up, they should be able to go for it. And also, if the bottom fighter blocks that, though, they should take a big short-term stamina loss. Their head automatically gets pulled back down so they're not postured up anymore. And they're going to be at a grapple disadvantage. So if you want to go for a submission or try to get to your feet or whatever transition you want to do, you can go for it. I'm not saying what I just suggested is a perfect solution or it's great or, but I don't know. I feel like something needs to be done. There needs to be some kind of options without having to play the ground and pound minigame first. And like I said, if stuff gets blocked, cool. That's fine. Just the options need to be there. And telling me Gilbert Burns, high-level black belt, can't attempt to push off to get to his feet if he wants to. I'd like to see even more options added later, but I would be satisfied with just that for now. Maybe for like guys like Burns, Damian Maia, really good. Maybe you can. Again, I don't know for sure. Like, go for submissions. Like, you should be able to pull off a submission from there, I feel. But like I said, with the minigame itself, I'm fine with. I'm fine doing. I call it a minigame because I don't know what else, but, I'm fine with it. I just want options. And from half guard, one of the game changers said that the half guard postured up is OP. Like, it's a very fast transition. It's blockable because I've blocked it, but I guess it's faster than the other ones. So we'll have to see if they end up fixing that eventually, which I'm sure they're going to, because he said he was going to ask for it to be fixed or slowed down. And those are about the two main things. I guess there's one more thing, but it's not as bad, and that's the submission chains. So for those who don't know, if you're going for a submission UFC 4, say I'm on my back and I got a triangle choke. I don't know if every fighter has chains or not, but you can chain that into an arm bar. And if you hit the chain, it gives you a boost to your submission. And I don't know if there's different positions too that offer chains. I don't know every single one. And I don't know if all the chains give you the same amount of boost or if there's more than others. But the big cheese I've been seeing is guys have been going for the clinch, put you against the fence on the clinch, and then they get the position to where they can do a standing guillotine. They hit the standing guillotine with your back on the fence, and then when the chain comes, they hit the chain, big stamina boost, and usually it's a good game after that. You're done, at least from what I've seen. But with that said, I'm not too bad about it because one, if you see that if they're trying to cheese that guillotine, you can block it very easily by just holding R2, and you kind of can tell it's coming. But also because when someone's going for the submission change, you can stop it as a defender. If you're the one being choked, you can go for it. DC about to choke him out here. Hold on, let's see. Might have to restart this. DC choked him out. I'm gonna restart it. But yeah. So like if you're being choked with a guillotine, and a random face button will come up, whether it's square, triangle, X, circle, you know, the buttons for Xbox. It'll randomly pop up as the submission's happening. If I'm the one being choked and I press the chain first, the attacker doesn't get the chain. You know, it's the same thing for like other positions. Like if I'm going for a triangle choke, the guy being choked has a chance to power bomb me with a slam, but you can block the slam if I press the button before he can. So it's not like a horrible mechanic or anything. I think the chain thing is neat. Maybe just a slight nerf to it, maybe. And maybe it doesn't even need that, but I have noticed people doing that guillotine business a lot. And like I said, I don't know if that guillotine chain is more powerful than like a triangle choke armbar chain or a rear naked choke to an armbar chain or what. But again, it's not too bad because it can be blocked. And I guess those are the main things at least the first two main things I would like to see definitely changed. Again, there's probably going to be some other stuff as well, but those are the two off the top of my head that I feel like I would like to see addressed, especially the stamina. But that's going to do it for this one, guys. Just a few little things I wanted to talk about. Tell me what y'all think of the game, how y'all feel about it so far. I know some people hate it, some people love it. And here's the thing, guys. Like, if you hate the game or you don't care for it, give it time. Because for the OGs here, for anyone that played UFC 3 Day 1, which I was one of them, how broken that game was. Do you remember the bobblehead ridiculousness going on with that game? How you could just bobblehead your way all over the place. That's all you saw for a long time. And I mean, they're gonna support UFC 4 for a long time, guys. I promise you they are. They're not gonna just come out with one or two little fixes and say we're done with this game. They're going to support it. UFC 3 was supported for like a year with patches, tweaks, adjustments, new mechanics all put into the game. And you have to be patient with games like this because it's very complicated. I don't know how to make video games. I can't even imagine what they go through. That doesn't mean the game's not above criticism, but let's give it some time. And if they introduce something or tweak something and they tweak it or change it too far, they're going to fix it. And I'll give you a couple examples for UFC 3. I remember they introduced a mechanic in UFC 3 where if you got rocked or dropped, you took stamina damage, which that makes sense. If you take it a beating, you get more tired. The problem was they made you lost too much stamina. So if you got rocked a couple of times or dropped once or twice, you were done. The fight, it was annoying. You were pretty much a sitting duck and you were going to be gassed later in the fight and it wasn't fun to play. I don't even know how long it took them to fix it, but I don't even think it took a week, if that. And they fixed it, and then there wasn't a problem anymore. Another thing was the ankle pick takedown. They introduced the ankle pick takedown in UFC 3. When that thing first got introduced, it was very overpowered. It was hard to stop on reaction. You had to be lightning quick. I remember this one better because it was less than a day. It was like 12 hours later. They tweaked it, and I don't think they ever had to tweak it again. So if you're down about the game, then wait a few months, wait for some patches to come out, some changes to be made and everything, and, we'll see how it is then. But that's going to do it for this one, guys. I do appreciate y'all watching. I will catch you all next time. Hope you all have a great day. Stay safe. Take care. Peace.